Good day and welcome to our first video in this mobile development series. In this series, we'll be building a food ordering application using a free Figma design. Links to this Figma design will be in the description of this video. So let's get started. First, we'll get the assets, which are the fonts and the images. The font is the Gilroy fonts, which you can download from the file. And to get the image, we'll go from Figma and export the image. Next, we create our project using the Flutter create command and open it in VS Code. Then to set up our project, we'll add the assets which were downloaded. We create a folder for the fonts and another folder for the image. Using the shortcut keys Command C for copy and Command V for pasting, we'll paste both fonts and the image which was downloaded from Figma. Next, I would rename the image to splash image so that it is easily accessible. To use these files in our Flutter project, we need to add it to the prospect.yaml file. For the font, we'll give it the name Gilroy and set the path to where it was saved within the project, which is the fonts folder within the assets. First, we'll add the bold font, which has a weight of 800, and then we move to the light font, which has a weight of 300. If you have other fonts, you can also add them along with their styles and weights. After adding the fonts, we move on to add our image, and this is going to be in the assets images folder, and this line includes all images within the assets folder. I'll run the application so that we can see how the app looks initially, and it also allows us to get real-time updates with the help of Flutter hot reload feature. After running the application, I'll clear some of the boiler templates and create a folder for the splash screen. This folder is going to be called splash screen, and inside it creates the screen, which is also called splash screen. To start, we'll create the stateless widget which would hold the splash screen. I'll use the shortcut STL. This creates the stateless widget. To enable this shortcut, you need to have the Flutter extension installed in VS Code. Other than that, you just have to type it from scratch. Writing this way is faster. Next, we'll set our scaffold, which is basically the screen on which all the elements are going to be placed. To view all these changes, we'll replace the initial home page widget with our splash screen, and we can see our blank scaffold. Next, we can also change the title of the application, which will be called Food Ordering App. To see this change, you can minimize the application and you can see the Food Ordering App at the top of the screen. Next, we'll add the general font which is going to be used by the app, which we added here. and we named it Gilroy. So copy this, and in the main.dat we add it as the font family. So this is basically the setup. So we can now start building our splash screen. Going back to the splash screen page, we'll need to build the body of this screen, and since all items on the page are aligned vertically, we would make use of a column widget. The first item we'll place in is the image. Since the image is within our assets folder, we'll need to get the path and we place it here, which is within the assets, images, and splash image.png. To make sure the image fits the whole width of our screen, we set the width as max finite. This forces the image to fill the available width in the screen. Next, we set the background color to white. This is because this is the same color that is used on the Figma design. Under the image, we have the title text. Using the Flutter text widget, we set the text and it's going to have a font size of 28 and a font weight of 800. This makes the text bold. To align the text on the center of the screen, we add the text align to center. Using a SizedBox, we place a spacing after the title and then we set the next text widgets. To make sure we have this text centered, we use text align center to center the text. Next, we add the styles. We set a gray color and a font size of 13. To have equal spacing on both ends of the text, we use a horizontal padding. Next, we create the button. This button is going to be created using a container because it is easily configured. We set the text first and the style associated with the text. Next we set the decoration on the container. We set the circular border radius and the background color of the container. Setting the height of the container to 61 and the width to max finite, we stretch the container to fill the horizontal space. Next, we align the text to the center using the alignment setting. To make the button clickable, we wrap it in an InkWell widget, which has an on-tap function that handles click events. To test this, we log button pressed. So whenever we click the button, you see the button pressed on the debug console. To space the button equally on both ends, we wrap it in a padding and use the horizontal spacing of 10. As you can see, the whole widgets are clustered at the top. To move the button to the bottom of the screen, we use a spacer. This moves the button to the end, but we need a little space at the bottom, so we use a SizedBox to add a fixed height of 20 just below the button. Next, we need to move the image a little bit to the center, so we use another spacer widget at the top. So this completes the splash screen. In our next video, we'll move into the next screen and start building the home page. Thank you.